those sacrifices of animals can never clear man's guilt away. It had to be God who provides the sacrifice. Man's sacrifices to God cannot take away his sin. So it's God's sacrifice for man takes
So
away.
Jesus is the Son of God. He is God and he's the Son of Man.
He is.
Son of Man, Son of
He's
God,
fully
and
man
he is
and
God.
he's fully God.
So he's God, man, Son of Man, Son of God.
Yes.
Yes, he's all
Yes,
that
he is,
together.
yes. And the word
Is that
of
not
God,
contradiction?
and the arm of God, and the voice of God,
And the voice
the
of God.
eyes of God,
Is this not a contradiction?
and the face of God. No, it isn't.
How does it not contradict itself?
You, as a human being, are trying to think, oh, Jesus is man, and God's up there, and Jesus is down here. And you're trying to use your natural mind to work out God, but you can't do that. No man by his mind can work out God, otherwise he'd be God. The only way that you can understand God is if he were to become exactly as you are, yet without sin, and reveal God to you. Otherwise we can never know God unless he takes on human flesh, unless he becomes a one of us, unless he becomes part of his creation. Then we can never know this God. But that's what he did in Jesus Christ. He became entirely man. He clothed himself with our humanity.
So
Just as he clothed with our clothes.
So do you worship?
He clothed himself.
Do you worship Jesus?
I worship Jesus.
And Jesus is
The
a man?
wise men came and they said, where is he that is born King of the Jews? We've seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. When Simeon, the old man, he was led by the Spirit into the temple, Luke chapter 2. He said God had promised him that he would not see death until he had seen the Lord's Christ. He picked up the baby when Joseph and Mary brought in the baby in the temple. And he said, Lord, now let your servant depart in peace, because my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared before the face of all people.
I'm familiar with
A
Mark's Gospel.
light to lighten the Gentiles, the nations of the world, and the glory of your people Israel.
In Mark's Gospel, I study RE.
Sorry?
I studied RE GCSE level.
so did I.
In Mark's Gospel, my RE teacher, he said to me that, I don't know, I can't quote you the exact, but it's either Paul, Mark, or Matthew. It says Jesus, you are the. He says people call you the Messiah. Yes, you are the Messiah. You're a son of God. You're a son of God. And Jesus replies with, yes, that's what you call me. That's what they call me. But he never actually admits to it. I fail to see where Jesus says, I am the Son of God. I am the Son of God and I am God. Yeah.
John chapter 9.
I'm ignorant of it, so I don't know. I've yet to see
Good
it.
question, yeah.
Like in the exact wording, yeah.
Jesus, this is a blind man. He was healed from blindness.
Yeah,
He'd been blind from birth. The Lord healed him, and Jesus heard that they had cast him out in the temple.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he had found him, he said, dost thou believe on the Son of God? He answered and said, who is he, Lord, that I might believe on him? Jesus said unto him, thou hast both seen him, and it is he that talketh with thee. And he said, Lord, I believe. And he worshipped him. And Jesus said, for judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto him, are we blind also? Jesus said unto them, if you were blind, you should not have no sin. But now you say we see, therefore your sin remains. So he said he was the Son of God.
But
When he said, do you believe on the Son of God? Who is he, Lord?
But he never actually says
it. It's he who is speaking with you.
I feel
Lord, I believe, and he worshipped him. You only worship deity. You don't worship man. Jesus Christ is divine as well as human. He has two distinct natures, and the two